Robbie here from ArsenalFanTV. We're here in Burnley. Tomorrow, this is where all the fans will be coming in, all the away fans will be coming in through this entrance for the game. Really looking forward to it. It's an old traditional ground here at Burnley, the sort of ground that, well, let's face it, it's more of a sort of championship ground. They've been in the championship for a long time, but credit to Burnley. They went down a couple of years ago, they're back up again, and they've been putting up a decent fight so far in the Premier League. Won their last home game against Watford, so it's not going to be an easy game. They're going to really work us hard. Now, wanted to get into what some of you guys are asking about the game to find out, get a feel of how you're feeling, sort of things you want to see tomorrow. So we're going to get into a few of the questions that you've sent through to us. Starting off with Ahmed Mahmood, he said, Robbie, should Alexis keep starting as our striker, or should we start Perez for tomorrow's game? For me, it has to be Alexis Sanchez. I love the way how we've been playing recently with that front three of Alexis, Walcott on the right, Iwobi on the left. I think that will give a lot of problems to Burnley, and we've got to stick with that. Listen, there's going to be plenty of time for Perez. We always get injuries, so Perez will get thrown in there. I just think that at this moment in time, you go with your strongest team. I know we paid a lot of money for Perez. Well, we'll say a lot of money, £70 million. Burnley haven't paid that for any player, so it is a lot of money. But his time will come. Let's stick with the team that we've got right now, which is performing really well. Mr. DJ says, with the return of Giroud, do you see a change in formation into perhaps 4-4-2? If so, who sits? Again, for me at the moment, we stick with the same formation. It's working really well. The last couple of games against Chelsea, against Basel, it's been fluid. We could have scored a hatful of goals. And I think for tomorrow, I was watching Burnley the other day, and they're up against a very physical team in Watford, where you've got Troy Deeney up front, Igala up front, and they cope with that really well. I don't think that they'll cope with pacey players like Walcott, Alexis, Iwobi as well. So I would stick with that. Maybe you could bring Giroud on later on, but for me, it's got to be that to start for me right from the beginning. Alex Wells says, who's the danger man for Burnley? Now, looking at Burnley, they've got a couple of danger men for me. Defoe, the guy that they bought from Standard Liège, he's like their marquee signing that they made in the summer. I think we're going to have to watch him. Very good from set pieces, very technically good, really decent player, Stephen Defoe. So we're really going to have to keep our eyes on him. He's going to be the guy who kind of makes them tick. And up front, Sam Vokes, dangerous player in the air, very strong, can score goals from set pieces as well. Really going to have to keep an eye on him. He'll probably be the lone guy up front holding the ball up for them. So Vokes will be a dangerous player. And also Hendrick in the midfield, he'll be ratting around. We remember watching him in the Euros for Ireland. He's a decent player, really going to have to shackle him down as well. So I'd say those three, but in particularly Defoe. What else you guys are asking me here? Costa says, do you think we should make any changes to the lineup from the Basel match? The only change I'd make would be to bring back Petr Cech in goal, but for me, exactly the same team. Go with your strongest team. We've got an international break coming up when those guys will be able to sort of, if anything happens to them, then they could stay back and recover. We got to go full pelt for me. Karami says, ultimately, with the squad probably going to be the same, do you have any concern about fatigue or injuries? Again, I don't, because we're going into an international break. And it's early in the season as well. I think sometimes this whole fatigue thing's overplayed. This is early in the season, so these guys are still getting up to full pelt. So for me, nah, just let them go out there and really go for it. Final one here. This one comes from Luke Derbyshire. He says, are you scared of Boyd? No, I'm not scared of Boyd, but you know what? That guy Boyd, he's been a great servant to this club, Burnley, and you don't take any player from these clubs lightly. You know what I mean? I was watching the game with Liverpool against Swansea. Before the game, you'd have thought, they smashed them up. They were 1-0 down. All right, they made a good comeback in the second half, but you can't take teams in the Premier League lightly. Liverpool lost 2-0 here against Burnley. Remember that. Liverpool who beat us, Liverpool who beat Chelsea, Liverpool who've been on fire this season, came a cropper here. Now, if you come to these sort of places and you take these teams lightly, you will get beat. That is the beauty of the Premier League. It's not La Liga, where you come here and it's, you know, it's going to be 7, 8, 9. It doesn't happen like that in the Premier League. These sort of clubs, their fans will be up for it, their players will be up for it. It's live on TV. You cannot come here and treat Burnley any less than how we treated Chelsea or how we treated Basel. We got to treat them the same way. They're in the Premier League, they deserve to be in the Premier League, and we must put in a Premier League performance. If we do that and we play to how we should be playing, I think we will win this. I think we'll win this 2-0. But if we don't, we could come a cropper. Anyway, what do you guys think? Leave more comments below. I'll try and answer some of those. Let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game tomorrow. We're here in Burnley. Looking forward to it. It's going to be buzzing here. And it's ArsenalFanTV. You know what we're like. We're all over this. All over this. The game, Arsenal versus Burnley. Yes, we've decided to go out the day before. Let's go out and soak up the beautiful atmosphere. What are you laughing about? Soak up the